Okay, and as we do the way we do, we are moving right on to the next knife I will be trying out for the next few weeks. This one is a Tool brand knife that I picked up at Northern Tool. It came in a part of a set that I have broken up, and I will be doing each knife of that set singularly. So this one, the brand is called Cat, and it is a pocket folder with a seat belt cutter and a window smasher. I probably won't be trying those out, and I hope I never end up in a situation where I have to, but if I do, I will be sure to tell everybody how this knife worked. Anyways, this knife, the model, it doesn't really have a name, but the model number is 980012. So that's pretty much what we're going to work with. Cat tool knife 980012 comes in a set with I think it's another knife and a multi-tool as well as a little pocket clip thing. So anyways, I really only bought this to try out on these videos. It's not something typically that I would go after, but the opportunity presented itself, and I took that opportunity and I purchased a few of these. So we'll just start here as we always do with aesthetics. I mean, this knife aesthetically really doesn't do much for me. It might be something that you guys are interested in by the look and the shape of it, but as it sits, it just looks like your standard mass-produced, I don't want to say lower end utility tactical knife, but this is the vibes that this is given off to me. The shape of the blade, just really plain, really simple, made for a specific purpose, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. Just me, I like a little bit more flair to my knives. The handle is a hard plastic. It didn't say on the package what it's made out of, but it just feels like a hard plastic. Nothing like a micarta or anything like that, but it does have a good grip, and on a plain level, it's got a decent look to it. But aesthetically, it's not anything that would normally draw my eye to it. And that, you know, if you guys decide you want it because of the way you like what you see, then I mean, more power to you for sure. So aesthetically, probably give this like a 6 out of 10. Comfortability, I mean, it does fit pretty comfortable in my hand. That's a snug grip there. I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere. I don't feel like I'm going to lose grip of it anytime soon. It is a little lighter than I expected it to be, but again, it's just one of those cheap tool knives you buy in a set, so I didn't really come into it with any high expectations, really. But functionality, it's pretty stiff, and I feel like this one should loosen up more over the next few weeks than the Wartech did, because this isn't anywhere near as stiff as the Wartech. But I mean, it's got a good whip when I flick it open. Again, though, it's another knife with one of the below the blade release, which is not something I'm very fond of at all, because I have cut myself several times closing a knife one-handed in the middle of work. Again, that's probably user error, but my personal preference that I've really come to appreciate are the axis locks that are here behind the blade around the clip, or, you know, behind the blade here. I've really come to appreciate that axis lock as it keeps my hands out of the way, and this does not have that. So I will be back to another knife where I am having to focus on closing this properly and not cutting myself, which again is a user error. But if you're a user like me, then that's kind of a negative point on that spectrum. So the weight's good for what it is. It's a little lighter than I expected, but it is a bigger knife. I have a little bit more room to grip it, a little bit more balance. It does fit a little bit more comfortable in my hand. Aesthetically, it's not something I would go after normally. And the blade looks good, but right here at the top, when I was looking at it in the light, it already looks like, coming right out of the package, there's a little roll. I'll see if I can get that. You guys can see the way that reflects there. That looks like there's a little roll on the blade already right out of the package. Again, a cheap tool knife. I'm not expecting anything too crazy. I don't expect a lot of standards. You know, it's just like with the clones, I don't really have any expectations when they come in of them being up to any standard. So we'll see how this plays over the next few weeks. Let me get one of my handy dandy pieces of paper here, and we'll give it a cut and see how sharp it is right out of the box. So here is my sticky note, and let's see. Now, see that's got some resistance to it. I mean, while that may look smooth on the paper, I can definitely feel the drag on it, and that's not even where the roll happened. But I mean, it cuts, so I can't be too upset about that. It cuts fairly well. I feel a little drag on the blade, but again, it's a cheap tool knife from Cat, and I don't know how extensive Cat goes on making their tool knives or anything like that, but it doesn't feel like very far. So I will use this over the next few weeks. I think total the pack cost about 40 bucks for 2 knives, a multi-tool, and it's like a pocket clip with the little half circle blade that goes on it. So if you really break this down, this is right around $10 to $12 for this, which isn't bad if you're just looking for a little everyday carry that you're going to beat up and that you're going to wreck. I mean, this could totally be worth it. You're not, for me, I wouldn't be invested in this, and I wouldn't really care if I broke it or chipped it or it got lost, because it's inexpensive. It's nothing that really catches my eye too well. So actually having these knives on hand is kind of a good thing for me, especially if I'm going to be doing a lot of dirty work or damaging work with a knife. So, I mean, you have to take that in account as well, because I absolutely hate breaking, chipping, losing, destroying an expensive knife that I liked, which is almost counterintuitive to the point of buying them as a tool to use. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, Cat pocket folder tool knife with the seatbelt cutter, a window smasher, model number 980012. Got it for about 10 to 12 bucks relatively. I give it a 7 out of 10 right out of the box, mostly for aesthetic reasons and the fact that I don't like the below the blade release, and it already came with a roll on the blade right out of the box. So 2-3 weeks from now, I'll touch back in with you guys and let you know how I liked it. Hopefully it outperforms my expectations, because the last tool knife I did was a little disappointing, whether I'm spoiled or not because of the knives I've been using. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll let you know how I like it here in a couple weeks. Thank you.